Hello, my name is Kevin and you're watching Learning Old Germanic Languages. In this video, we're going to compare Kölsch, Kölsch, the dialect spoken in Germany, specifically in the city of Cologne. It must smell nice there given its name in English, but anyway, I know it comes from Latin, colonium, if I'm correct, referring to a Roman colony, what have you, but for those of you who know more about this than I do, then please type in the comments more about what you know about cologne and all that good stuff. But we're going to not only talk about Kolsh, we're going to really going to compare it to Old High German. And as discussed earlier in my other videos, that Old High German is really a collection of dialects, right? And so the words I'm going to be comparing to Kolsh, Colonian, if you will, or really, Kolsh, or anyway, whatever. Kolsh, that I'm going to be comparing to Old High German, but more specifically to Middle Frankish, Old Middle Frankish, which is where the Kolsh dialect comes from, more or less comes from, right? And given its proximity, where Old Middle Frankish is spoken, it's very close to where Old Low Frankish was spoken as well. And Old Low, for those of you who don't know, Old Low Frankish is where the origins of what we know now as West Flemish, Old Dutch, and so on. So anyway, so our first word, and this is the coolest of one of the coolest words that I found when learning about the Kolsh dialect, language, if you will, that you have a word here that's excuse me. You have a word here, and for those of you who are from Cologne, that city, I am probably going to pronounce this incorrectly because I'm not from where you are. So I'm an Auslander. So please forgive me for my bad pronunciation. So anyway, let's go on. So our first cool word is Cuning. Cuning, and it's exactly what you think it means in Old High German. Cuning, it means king. Like, whoa, man! I mean, it just blows my mind how this word hasn't changed for 1,500 years. It's still here. Cuning. You know, like, wow. And then the second word, and this really surprised me. You know, this and to work for Wednesday, normally in standard German, it's what? Mittwoch, you know how boring that is. Midweek, okay, we get it, it's the middle of the week, how boring that. But in Kolsh, here's where it gets really cool. It's Woensdag. That's Wednesday, that's like, you know, and if I were to reconstruct that back to Old High German, really Old Middle Frankish, should be something like my speculation, it could be very well be a Woordanes Dag, Woordanes Dag, or Woordenes Dag, maybe. But the fact that word exists, that says a lot about the period, that locale, you know, that area. Well, I wonder what other old words that have survived there. I mean, if you have Kuning, Kuning there as for king, and that's like straight up Old High German. You know, I mean, wow. Okay. The next one, it's day, and it's this. Well, it looks like, if you were to read it like first glance, it looks like dog, but I would imagine, given our previous word, it would probably be pronounced as Dach. In Old High German, we have the same word. I would imagine maybe be pronounced the same way, Doch, or Dag, but chances are maybe Doch, given to what it evolved into later. The next one means house, and in Kölsch, it's Hus. And what is it in Old High German? Hus. It's the same word. It hasn't changed. The spelling's a little different, but amazing, isn't it? Next one is interesting. We have dat, and it's exactly what you think it may mean. It means that, and also in Old High German you have that. the thing is with Old Middle Frankish is that it went, given its locale, given its proximity where it is in Europe and its whatnot, because it goes to show how much of the high consonant shift was prevalent in other areas, but not so much in other areas. So the more north you go, the more, if you will, the high consonant shift didn't really happen as much, or didn't come until later, I should say. So, and there are some parts that haven't been touched. So so that is a way to just make a distinction between, I guess, if you will, low German and high German. That, okay, I'm just giving an example here of like that low German didn't undergo the high consonant shift and whatnot. So that's why you have the differences between, let's say, old high German proper, if you will, think old East Frankish and Almanish and like Bavarian and whatnot. They've heavily went through that, whereas like old Middle Frankish, and old Low Frankish and like Old Saxon, Old Frisian, they didn't go really through that high consonant shift. Well, Old Middle Frankish, yes, to some degree, because it's just right next to Old Rhine Frankish, and then next to Old Rhine Frankish is Old East Frankish, and that Old East Frankish really went through, the high consonant shift and all that nice stuff. But anyway, so we gotta move on. So we got that and Kölsch, that and Old High German. Well, really Old Middle Frankish. The next one's pretty interesting. Their word for he, as in he, the pronoun, like he went, he got, I'm probably gonna get this wrong. It's literally he. Imagine H and then A with an umlaut. I mean, and it means he, as it does in English. And what do you have in Old High German? Well, Old Middle Frankish. Hey, it's the same thing. It goes to show how things haven't changed, and one may be looking at this. Well, hey, Kevin, this looks like English. Well, it goes to show how old English actually is and how much it hasn't changed over the 1500 years. Anyway, let's move on. So we have Drinke. Yes, Drinke in Kölsch. We got Drinkan in Old High German, and it means to drink, the verb to drink, and just some people, the thing is with these dialectal words and whatnot, one may think, oh, this is Americanization or what have you, when really it isn't. It's really an older form of the same word. Drinkan, it's the same thing. It's just a different consonant, right? Let's move on. The next one in Kolsh, we have it and it. And it's exactly what you think it means. It means it, and Old High German, you have it as well. So that's cool. Next one is Easter, in Easter. So in Kölsch, it's Ostera. Ostera. You know how cool that is? Ostera. Whereas in Old High German, and this is in an inflected form. So this is Osterun. Osterun. And in Kölsch, it's Ostera. So which is pretty interesting of itself, and that Ostera form makes me think excuse me, I can't speak right now. Astera in Old English. Anyway, but the last one, which I found interesting, the word for what, or what in English, in Kölsch, it's Hwæt. Hwæt. Which is cool of itself. And if we were to reconstruct that back to Old Middle Frankish, it would be Hwæt. Just like Old Saxon, just like dare I say similar to Old English of Hwæt. It goes to show that the further back you go, the more similar languages are. But in some cases, in some places in the world, where you go, it hasn't changed for 1500 years. I mean, this is brilliant stuff. I mean, the people in Kölsch, people in Cologne should be very proud of their dialect, and they already are, because when doing research for this video, like I found like there are like dictionaries already, like this dialect is very well documented, and I'm really glad that that's the case, because yeah, I mean, you got all these cool old words that are still present today. You know, I find that really cool of itself, and I hope this video, for those who are from Cologne, you know, I don't know, I hope this makes your day, because you know, I think it's fascinating, to be quite honest, you know, especially looking at it from a historical point of view, whatnot. So yeah, so anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you're new. And if you really like the channel, please become a patron, and my Patreon page down below. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.